Okay, so this come, what are we today? Tuesday. So I wanted it on Friday, but it's here now. So this is the first time I've used Canva for printing, but I use it for designing all the time rather than the old way I would have done it in Photoshop I set up years ago. It's for quickness, it's brilliant. So let's see how these cards come out. Although I need to, hopefully, we get a little, it's kind of a test run, because I was out of my other Love Authentic Me cards. I couldn't get the seeded paper ones done, so I wanted to add seeds to these, but actually they're really nice. Right, so this is the new ones. It says, plant the seeds of intention and see your future grow. But obviously it was meant to be on the seeded paper. I wanted some physical ones, but I am going to make some of my own seeded paper. And then it's got my details on the back with a little QR code. I don't know if that'd be too small. I'm hoping that the QR code works. I need to find out. And I have put my email on here. However, like someone was saying to me, because I don't like respond. I know that businesses, you like emails and people like things sent, but that's not the best way of contacting me. WhatsApp message is, or on my Instagram accounts, which I check more frequently. But it has got the link to my Patreon and it's got my YouTube on there. So yeah, and obviously it's not got my married name on there, but a lot of my documents and things haven't. So yeah, all right, they feel nice. And every one of them, everything they plant, this is what I did like. And it kind of made up for the fact that I couldn't have my seeded paper for this one, for these ones anyway. My other ones will. So they'll hopefully look like this. The reason for the seeded paper ones, I couldn't have my my artwork in the background because it can't have ink across the whole thing. So they'll be slightly different to these. So it'd be nice to have both, but to make up for the fact that it wasn't seeded paper, yeah, they plant a tree for every print. So I don't know for sure if that's every single card or every print run. I'm assuming it's probably every print run, but still, we need more trees. Incidentally, and if you are in the Maidstone area, there's a protest on Thursday about cutting down an ancient forest, which I would definitely say that I am for the protest and against the cutting down the trees. We need to save our trees. In fact, at the weekend at my hand fasting site, one of the things made me a little bit sad that one of the trees there was a little bit diseased, and the tuning into the land in that little particular area felt quite sad in its emotions, like it was retreating. And the ancient, and I will mention this now, that ancient sites are shifting. So there are many ancient sites, and you might think, well, what am I going on about? There are many ancient sites across the globe that still have their energy very much aligned. But there are other ones, especially the water, that wells, and very popular ones. I'm not going to say ints, because I know a lot of people like going there, and I don't think that people should stop, because the intention is still great there. But the land in itself, it was almost like it's overwhelming. People are going and kind of taking, energetically speaking. Not that because there is an infinite amount, but the land needs reverence to it. And so definitely, rather than going and feeling like you're filling your cup up, go with, this is what I want to say, and this came through really strong, because in one of the beautiful gong baths, actually by Lizzie, I really connected, even before she was saying about connecting, but I felt really connected. I even wanted to lay on my front. I was connecting with the earth, and wanting to say thank you to like the people that organised the weekend, etc., and giving a blessing in a sense, and communing with the land and the tree that we were sheltering under, but also the land itself, to ask permission to go to where the ceremony for my hand fasting had been, which I've put a little video up on that. And yeah, I always get back tenfold, but when I've been asking, this was the message when I went to afterwards. So I've got lots of love, like thank you, to say thank you to the land, because I feel like a lot of us, we go to replenish, we need to ground, we need to get out in the forest, especially through lockdown. Lots of people were going and they were walking, but just to be respectful, be mindful that our footprint's important, 1. 2, we are stewards. We are stewards. We do not own the land. To have gratitude and appreciation for the land, for the gifts it has. Yes, go and those gifts, see them in abundance and enjoy the beautiful blessings of being in nature. But please, please have reverence for it too, and say thank you. Don't forget to say thank you and to ask permission. The more we are in tune, and that synchronization of that, I feel so important. And I think that's what the sadness was that I felt in this particular area around my hand fasting. There was other things there as well, because it's other areas are more highlighted there now, but and it's still beautiful. It still has a beauty. And just to say huge thank you to the land itself. So when we're printing, I don't tend to print much. In fact, I didn't actually, okay, they didn't come in time, but I'm in an hour about having business cards instead, to have a QR code. And I had a QR code that you can use. So I take that instead of people, but some people prefer to have the physical cards. So yes, plant seeds of intention with me, like my card says, and see your future grow, but also see our future in this world, that we have a reverence for nature, that we understand and work syntropically with nature, with its amazing gifts, that we are the stewards, and we remember that to work. And I can't remember the name of it. During Humanities Rising, they talked about this. It was a designer in Australia that works with the land, with buildings, and just that interaction of energy of where the buildings go and how to planning around that. And that's the future I see for us, a future where we're aware of the energy much more than we are now, and able to work with it with our town planning teams and country areas, and the way farming is done, rather than to be much more in like syntropic farming, works with plants that support each other. So you have 3 or 4 different crops in the same area, and it's all working in its ecosystem. Because you may think, oh yeah, well, we need houses in a certain area, like with this particular place in Maidstone, we cut that down, and it's just some trees. But actually it's not just trees, because it's the ecosystem they support. It's the mycelia in the grounds that are receding, and there's such medicine that's in a lot of these areas. And the land itself has much information to give us to connect with. Anyway, soapbox moment over. Let me know, what do you think? Do you like thumbs up on the cards? And definitely give me a little tree below if you're supporting me with the whole tree thing. If you can go and you can protest. I think that it's Oakland page, yeah, Oakland Wood Facebook page, for the details on that and the information. And I know that's a bit controversial, but I feel like I needed to speak out. Nature doesn't necessarily have a voice unless you're connecting to it. When she speaks, though, she speaks amply with her floods and her winds. So let's listen when she's whispering, not when she's shouting, hey, is what I would say. Same with your body would be my advice. And give me a little seed if you want to see the seeded, that'll give me a little push to make my seeded paper. And thank you for your time. But yeah, there's my new cards. So yeah, they get the thumbs up from me, especially for planted trees.